Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Delightful Creations. I'm Amber, and today is Focus Friday. I'm so happy to be here today, you guys. Oh my goodness, it has been a wonderful week. The boys are now back in school. I've had a little bit more time to kind of adjust and just prepare, and I am ready to share with you today. We're going to hop right into it. 1 Corinthians, we're going to check out what Paul has to say, and we're going to chapter 10. And we're going to read verse 13. So this is Paul giving examples of other people in the past and what they have done and failed. They've been tempted and they failed. They've given in to their temptation. So this is his last bit of speech on that. Verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Let's break that down. People are suffering. They're idolizing people. They are drinking and eating impure foods. So they're very common things from the past that were told not to do, but they were told not to do, and they did it anyways. They gave in to that temptation. And so Paul is saying there is no temptation that can come upon you that is common to man. You are able to withstand that because God is faithful. God is faithful. Everything that happens passes through his hands. It comes in his timing, and everything is perfect. He will not allow you, right here, he will not let you suffer to be tempted more than you are able to. So if you're being tempted, tempted means face a trial. You're facing something that maybe you struggle with. Maybe God's put something on your heart that you need to release and let go. That is causing you to suffer in an unclean way where he is saying, hey, you need to let that go. You need to stop doing that. Please give it to me and I will free you of it. But they also put things like Satan comes and he tempts us, right? He brings us something that might look really good. We might really want it in that moment, but does God want us to have it? Is that how God wants us to live our lives and to spend our time and our thoughts and all of those kinds of things? But he does not give you more than you can handle in any one day, in any one week, in any 1 hour. God is going to deliver you out of that temptation. He will always make a way for you to escape. He doesn't just put you there and trap you there and leave you there and say, good luck, figure it out. He is with you. He is with you in that temptation. He may be using that temptation to have you turn to him, to have you reach out and cry out, God, I need you. Please be my help. Be my deliverer today, God. Release this temptation from my life that I may glorify and honor you. Thank you, Lord, for that. And that we are able to endure this temptation because we have a faith, we have trust, we have God on our side. So that's what I'm studying right now. That's where I've turned my attention to because I want to be clean. I want to release. I want to be able to be an open vessel for God, to be able to turn to him and just give it all away. And so I'm really excited about that. I've spent quite a few hours now making some really fun little digital pieces. I've been playing around a lot with artificial intelligence, AI image creation, and I've come up with some pretty neat images. And I'm not going to allow the temptation that I can literally go in there and I can type. You can do it too. You can go to different search engines and find AI generated material and create it yourself. You can type in literally anything you want, anything, and it will create an image for you out of the words you speak. Your words, so it taught me, again, our words are so powerful. They mean so much. And I wanted to use this tool to bring glory and honor to God, to allow me to have wonderful, beautiful, awesome images and creations to share with you on my channel that bring me joy and that also honor God. So I've got a fun piece there, but I started off here with the simple butterfly, and I had asked it to go ahead and create a vintage inspired Moneth butterfly and with a background of a vintage color tone, pretty much something like that. And I thought that's so pretty. And I thought I ripped it out of the page, and I wanted to turn it into either a journal card or a pocket. I'm not sure yet. Okay. And then I went ahead and I had a fun time playing with this lady here. And I started off by making my first one say, "You're beautiful," with brewing with coffee. And I just thought that was so funny. And I shared that on my Facebook page. And then I went back in to this image creator, and it kept using the same lady. And I think I have maybe 10 or 12 different images of her in different clothing in a different type of chair, but sitting in front of a stained glass window. And then they've all got different little inspirational, coffee inspirational puns. Prayer first, pour second. And I think she's just so lovely, so beautiful. And I wanted to use her for a pocket. I thought that would be a really cute little pocket. And then finally, I had a lot of fun making a bunch of different images that are kids. I have a couple of boys and girls that are praying and kneeling beside their bed. And then I have an old man and an old woman, and they are praying. And it's in my imagination that the little boy and the little girl in these first images continue to pray throughout their life. I don't have any printed of the old man and the old woman, but anyhow, that they continue to pray in their journey. And I think she's just so cute, sweet in her little nightgown with her candle. And I just was like, it is amazing. I love it. I love creating, and it's just a whole nother world of creating. So anyways, those are my fun ones, my Jesus ones, and where I put my focus over the last couple of weeks. And then my daughter and my soon-to-be son-in-law are going to be getting married in October. Here, coming up really shortly, and he loves penguins. And so I thought, create an image of two penguins in love in fall. And that's what it came up with. And I absolutely adore this image. I think it is so cute. She's wearing a hat. He's giving her a flower. He has a scarf. There's a little heart. I mean, it can't get any cuter than that, can it? Really? I mean, goodness, I love it. So that's going to go in my fall journal. So today, I also wanted to share with you that I did kind of a mass make with some texture paste. And I took this little bit here, scrap of green paper, and I put texture paste that was... Now, is this texture paste or is this gesso? Now I can't remember because I did it such a long time ago. Anyways, I used the same stencil, I think, for all of them except for a couple of pages. And I put it on either side, and I just thought that would be a fun little addition. So we're going to continue on. This is a piece of vellum. It's got some texture paste here, and some of it is gradient. So some are more brown because my paste is white. And so I was playing around with different tints. And so this one's kind of a greenish brown tint, and a little bit of leftover there and the inside. So I'm prepping journal pages. That's what my focus is on today. And this one is like kind of in the middle, so I thought that was strange. I didn't exactly intend for it to go there because when I made these, I did them full open, and then I decided how to fold them. And I like that this one is on the bottom. It's more of a green tone. A couple of little strips that I could lay off and do some clusters. And there's just a little bit of pink on this one. It's kind of hard to see, but it is very light pink, and it wasn't coming out of the stencil. This is at the end of it. I figured that stencil didn't work. So just having a fun play. This, I did a stamp of a dragonfly. It's a coffee dyed page that I wasn't quite happy with. There was a lot of white still left over. And I thought I'll use the white as a contrast and give myself a deep dark brown stencil here. And then it has a flip. And then on the flip, there's a hidden little dragonfly stamp as well. So I thought that would be cute. And then here's a big coffee dyed page. You can see with the stenciling, you can see kind of how I put it in random place and then fold it up and use it however I want. And so it's getting, excuse me, more bold here towards the end. So this is the stencil that I tried first. It worked great the first couple of times. And this is bright blue food coloring dyed page with some splatter from some pink that I wasn't quite happy with. And I thought, I'll use that and I'll incorporate the pink here. And then on this side, it's white. So it almost looks like a snowflake type of pattern, or like a doily type of pattern. paisley, I don't know. But yeah, that's how that one came out. And then I did this square one, and I found out the square one did work as well. And I just did it as white, and that was the only one in the square that I did. This is my leftover paint from my painting that I shared with you a couple weeks ago, and it does have bits of texture paste on here. And yeah, we've got armpit, right? An armadillo. We've got some fun words on that side, and this side's plain, but it really did stiffen up this dictionary page. So I thought that would be a fun piece to play around with clusters. And then again here, I was cleaning off my stencil, and I've got a little bit of that pink texture paste. It actually looked like frosting. Every time I look at that, I'm like, it just looks like strawberry frosting to me. I think that's funny. So anyhow, I just thought I would take these 3 images particularly, and put them on one of these pages, like 3 different ones. And so I feel like this one's done. I don't want to add anything else to this. And I was thinking maybe the butterfly one with all them orange tones with a little bit of pink would look quite splendid here as a background. And I'm thinking I'm going to cover up armpit. I'm not too fond of that armpit one. Something like this. And then this would be my tuck. So I need to stiffen this up. I need to back these. So we'll put this one here. And then I don't think, this is like just as big as the paper. And it's going to be really hard to make. I mean, that would be great if I would have made it a little bigger maybe. And vellum. Vellum is challenging. I don't want to just stick it on there. That's not going to work. But this one I think would work. And this is a ripped little pocket page. And I think that looks super cute because it kind of goes around the edge here and frames her in, versus this side I'm going to be covering up my texture paste. And it has these deeper colors in the background. Like I made it so that it was a nighttime type of image. So I think I'll put this one here. And then when we open this up, we're going to see this white on the other side. So I thought this one would be fun to back with like book page or something. But then I was like, well, it doesn't really matter if it's going to be a pocket. Whatever I tuck in there is what you're going to see on the other side. So anyhow, we'll put that one there. And then my coffee lady, of course, she would be most fitting on a coffee dyed page, right? And I want it to be a pocket. Quite like that, but whatever I would put, oh, I guess I could pull it down. Let's see. Do I like it on there, or do I want her over here? Maybe I want her. I just don't want to cover up all that fun texture here, but I don't like it there. And whatever I put in the pocket, I'm a top loading pocket person, even though it says pour first, pray second. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it on this one so that I can put it at the bottom, and then when I pull it out, I can hear that fun sound and feel that texture. Okay, perfect. Now we've decided where our images are going to go. And I'll grab this one. Might be the one that's tricky to glue down on some vellum. Maybe, like I said, I wanted to do some book page. I don't think it really matters. Honestly, it probably doesn't matter. So let's just grab my scrap bag here. So this is my scraps. I just want to thicken up this page, and I don't want to worry about, well, you're going to see it on the vellum one. I was going to say, I don't want to worry about what it says. So let's use this one, because this is houseplants. It's not going to, you know, make or break anything on the other side if we're able to see through there. So anyhow, that's what I wanted to share with you. Was I'm just having fun playing. I have made a couple of different collections. So I've got my coffee pun prayer Jesus collection of ladies. I'm so excited. And then I've got my people praying. And then I just have some random pieces of animals. I think it's so fun. Oops, what am I doing? It's so fun to create these different images and have a fun play with them. And I think that is so awesome because it gives me like, I spend a lot of time thinking, right? It gives me a lot of play into like, I'm not saying God created this way, but how cool is it? Like he designed this butterfly. And so he's thinking in his head, I want to create the most beautiful butterfly, and I don't want just one option. I want numerous options, right? I want butterflies that are blue and yellow and green and orange and black and white and contrast, and big and small and all the things, right? And so he had a fun time, I would imagine, creating. And that just excites my heart so much that God is a creator, just like we are, just like all of us. And I really found that to be exciting because I could just change. So on this lady here, all I did was I changed her shirt. So I would be like wearing a shirt with buttons, wearing a short sleeve shirt, with her hair over her shoulder. So I just changed a little bit, and it drastically changed the image enough that it wasn't the same image over and over again. Or I changed the coffee cup. And so it was just really fun to create that and just make that be. And it's kind of fun to see some of the wording pop through there. It just fits perfectly. To see the wording and how the picture would come out if I just changed a few things. And it took quite a lot of trial and error to get it to look the way I wanted to. Sometimes she'd have an extra finger. Sometimes she would have, a crooked eye, or she'd have 2 coffee cups. Like, AI isn't perfect by any means, but it was a lot of fun. And I'm going to continue to use that tool. I see myself using it a lot here in the future, and maybe I'll use it to design a junk journal kit, or maybe just some fun free pieces for you guys to use. And if you want, and some people don't have access to a printer, which is such a shame. And I do like that. One thing I do like that about Joey DeFi, or Joey DeFi, I always forget how to say her name. She doesn't use digitals very often, and you don't need them by any means. You don't need them to craft and create. But it is so fun. It is so fun. And I do love the original, authentic, awesome vintage finds. But I also like using things for particular projects. And, sometimes those kits are expensive, or it's not in the right color. And now it's so awesome for me because I can just literally create whatever I want. And I can have it look however I want it to. It's so cool. So my whole point about that was I'm going to be very mindful and very careful that I don't get carried away and start creating things that God does not want me to create or look at or put out into the world. And so I'm only going to be using this AI tool for things that are appropriate, you could say, things that honor Him. And I'm not saying there's things like, I don't like Halloween. I'm just going to say it. I don't like Halloween. Not for me. Not something that God wants me to enjoy, I guess. I do like that the churches offer that as a safe place and a way to reach the community as far as the children. So I do take mine trick-or-treating. They do enjoy that. But we talk about it, and, and they're cute, and it's not scary. And yeah, it's just, I don't like the scariness. I don't like being scared. I don't like the ugly skeletons and all of that. I don't like that. Okay. And now this last little lady here, just back her with this book page. And yeah, so I'm not going to be creating any crows or ravens or scary skeletons, or anything that I don't think God wants me to put out there. Unless it's in an image as far as like maybe overcoming your sin and your temptation somehow in an image, but I just want uplifting, cute, heartfelt, amazing things to play with. And so that's what we're doing today. And I need to clean my craft room after summer because everything just gets set down here. It just gets set wherever there's space for it to sit, because I'm not down here a lot. I'm going to spend, I'm hoping to spend a good hour today just cleaning up my area, my desk, and being able to put things away and, yeah, enjoy that. All right, let's go ahead and cut her out. And make her a cute little pocket. I am so excited for fall, even though I don't like Halloween. I love fall. I love the colors. I love the smells. I love being not roasting hot and being able to wear my hoodie again, and candles and baking, and it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. So, and this year especially because, again, my daughter's getting married. I'm so excited. So excited. I need to finally finish ordering the things that we need. My little boy's outfit, I was waiting to see how much he was going to grow through the summer, and I think I'm finally able to order the size that would fit him. I didn't want him to outgrow something over the summer if I bought it, and I'm not too concerned with it arriving late. Still got a whole month, so, you know, it should work out. It should be fine, right? So that's what I'm going to be spending my time doing. As well as finishing getting ready for that. And I just dropped my ink pad on the ground. That's all right. Give her a little brown coffee around the edge here, even though it's not. I think this is gathered twigs, but that's okay. And I don't much care for that white on my bottom here, so I'm going to fill that in. And I'm going to gently come in here like this and go over that and kind of give it a little bit of a smoky-ish background. And I just thought that would be kind of fun. I don't think there's anything left on this one. There's a tiny bit of orange-ish red in here, but not much. A little makeup sponge. Okay. I don't want to get it all over my hands particularly. All right. Now, let's add these to our pages, and then we're done today with our crafty page. I really like watching Gail do her ready-made journal pages, and that's kind of obviously, you know, it's not my idea where I got this from, but I also wanted to share with you my fun images and use my already prepped fun mixed media textured pages, right? So these will be a specialty page in a journal, and I'll have 3 of them basically ready to go. I'm going to pull it over a little bit more towards the edge just because there's white there, you know, like a border. I should have added a little more color. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. And sewing on here would be so fun. I mean, look at that. Who wouldn't want that yumminess in a journal? Like, ugh, especially like a fall journal. Ooh, just so good and yummy. And then on this side, it's green. So it's like just fun. And you can cover up whatever you don't like. And I might come back later and do some sewing on there. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm excited to see it, though. Okay, this lady is curling on me, so I'm going to go ahead. This young lady, this young little girl. And I think she's so sweet. She is so, so sweet. Okay, and we're going to add her the same way. I was going to do a side loading pocket, but I don't like side loading into the journal signature. And I don't want it to come out the other side because that's where my texture paste is. And this would have made a sweet journal card as well. Again, you can print again and again. Another reason why I like digitals. You can create a matching set. You can turn it into a tag, pocket, journal card, whatever your heart desires. And as many as you want. It's very cost efficient, right? And this one I would probably come back and sew just to make sure it sticks down on that vellum. I've had things pop off vellum, and I don't know if it's because I don't use enough glue or what, but it's rather annoying once it's in your journal. So I know if I just throw a little bit of sewing, even if it's just around this corner here, it'll stay on there. And if it does end up popping off, then I still have a tuck spot here. Instead of it just being up and down, it'll just be all the way in there. Okay, so there's that one. And then this lovely lady, give her a little wrinkle. So cool. So fun. I hope you guys found some value here. And one last thing I want to leave you with is that when Satan comes a-calling, I was watching another fella here on YouTube. When Satan comes a-calling, you don't answer the phone. You just push ignore and send him on his way. Like, not today. Nope, I'm too busy honoring God. I'm too busy focusing on things that are going to bring him joy. And I want to be filled up with the good things of Christ. And his grace, his mercy is sufficient for me. I lack nothing. Claim that today. Claim that today. That God will be with you and he will fulfill you and fill up your cup. It's beautiful. I love that. So thank you so much for crafting along with me today and making a couple of fun pages that I'll have ready in my stash with some digitals. And I hope you found some value in everything else here today. I'm so excited to be back. It feels good to be back in the craft room, and we'll see you really soon in the next week's video. Bye-bye.